So Miss Shenelle, she is the CEO of Educators Moving On Network. She helps educators get clear on their vision, identify their niche, and create a program that catapults them into how many figures? Six.
And if
figures.
You work hard enough, you can make it 7, because I'm working for 7.
She's working for 7, and you've been doing this for 3 years?
This is my 4th year.
4th year. Okay.
Yep.
Okay. So she has a step-by-step program, a step-by-step system that will help you create this 6-figure. Come on, educators. A lot of us won't even retire with 6 figures with all of the work that we do, with all that we put in. We won't even retire with 6 figures. And here, Shenelle is telling you, I will take your hand and walk you step by step to help you, achieve your business goals, leave your fear behind, and step out. So Miss Shenelle, drop some nuggets for us. Tell us what you do. Tell us your origin story. We're ready for it.
So I was an educator in the public school system for 17 years. And, I did it all. I was a classroom teacher, an instructional coach, an instructional facilitator, an assistant principal, a principal. I was in school getting my doctorate. I got my doctorate, but it was all just an excuse because I wasn't doing what I wanted to do anymore. Mm-hmm. So while I love teaching, I didn't want to teach anymore because I wasn't able to do all the other things that I love to do because it's exhausting. Mm-hmm. We don't want to admit it, most of us, that you have to do 1,000 things in order to just teach these days. And so I was going to school from 7 a.m. to 6 p.m. every day, Monday through Friday. And then when you become an administrator, you're at school on Saturdays and Sundays.
So wait, that wasn't your administrator time? That was
as a teacher. Yes, as a teacher. And so when I became an administrator, then you have evening duties and you have all these other things. And so, just thinking about the fact that on day 1 of teaching, they can tell you what you will make in 20 years. They tell you in 20 years, you're going to make $82,000. In 25 years, you're going to be at $91,000. Well, what other career does that? And that's absolutely ridiculous. And then we keep going back, accumulating debt to get that extra $3,000 a year to move up the salary schedule, but we just took out $40,000 in loans.
You're right.
And so we wonder why the student loan debt is a mess. And I know, because I did it. I did it. I kept going back because I was like, I'm going to get to the next salary schedule so I can make more, so I can have more. But you never get to have more because it just doesn't keep up with what's going on. But then with all of the demands on top, the test anxiety of you have to teach to this test, and then don't let you get a crazy administrator. I thank the God I wasn't the craziest. Like, I know everybody got their level of crazy, but I wasn't the craziest. And so it's a hard road. And I thought to myself one day, I said, if I could just do this, I would love to just do this and not all of this other stuff. Mm-hmm. So like at work, when I was working with teachers, you would see teachers who were unhappy. They had already left teaching mentally, but they were still there for the check.
Yep.
And so instead of me being that administrator who would, just try to write you up and get you out, I would talk to the teacher and say, well, what is it? What are you really good at? And we talk about it. And then I was helping them to move into their dream job, giving them the courage to step out, because you were gone 2 years ago anyway.
Right.
You just showing up, doing stuff, rote, not really giving your all, not caring about the kids, bringing the culture of the building down.
Right.
And so it's because they had a different dream. But the reasons why they didn't want to leave was really crazy to me. And this was before my epiphany had hit that I was done. So I was like, you don't want to leave because you're going to let your mom down. Mm-hmm. You don't want to leave because you got 2 kids at home, but you're going to be unhappy. And your kids are going to see you living this miserable life. So you're essentially teaching them to live a miserable life too. Mm-hmm. And so I was, I'm coaching these teachers through. Mm-hmm. And then when my time came, I knew you know how you know, but you don't know, or you don't want to know. And so I was working and I'm steady going. I'm national board certified. I'm getting this degree. I'm moving into this position. And I wasn't even applying for positions. Like my administrators would see, she can do that like the back of her hand. We're going to promote you to this next job. And I'd be like, oh, I wasn't even thinking about a promotion, because we as women, we don't value ourselves. Like other people will see the value in you, but you won't see it in yourself, because that's just the way you roll. And so I was fortunate enough to be able to get an assistant principal who saw the value in me. And she kind of mentored me, and she told me, she said, you do such awesome work. Nobody would not be able to promote you. We have to promote you, or somebody's going to come and take you from us. And so as she was working with me, we did a lot of mindset work. And I never really, had that type of time spent just helping me to get my mindset together, taking the limits off of me, stop trying to live up to other people's expectations, and just really showing up as the fullest version of yourself. And so once I was able to do that, I was able to admit that I don't want to do this anymore. But then it was me not wanting to tell my mom the same thing that I had seen somebody else, all these other women. And I was like, even when I resigned, I didn't tell my mom. Like, I did not tell my mom I had resigned. So I sent a text message to my sisters, and I sent them a snapshot in text of my resignation letter. But I did not tell my mother that I had resigned, because she was going to be like, you went to school all these years, you're supposed to retire from there. And I was 17 years in. So you're too close to retirement to be trying to retire. And so I know that there are a lot of women, and I say women because men are more decisive. Men will do what they need to do. They're not going to check with their wives. None of the men who I work with, I can tell you, I work with about 5% men in helping them to leave the classroom. I've not talked to a man yet who says, let me talk to my wife. When I talk to men, they say, what is it that you do? Let me sign up. And they're sending their payment before we even leave the parking lot. They don't call the wife. When I talk to women, let me talk it over with my husband. Let me think about it. And it's just, we have not been taught to put ourselves first. And so we have dreams inside of us that we won't pursue because we're too busy trying to make everybody else happy. But I tell women all the time, the best way to take care of your children is to take care of their mother. Boom, you take care of yourself, your kids are going to be taken care of. But walking around in misery, there is nothing like an educator who is miserable.
Miserable, yes.
Oh my, and they make the rest of the building miserable.
They do.
I should get an award for helping these teachers to leave this profession.
You should.
You're welcome. You're welcome. Come on, baby. Just come on.
And they're not leaving the profession. They're leaving the classroom to really pursue the thing that they want to pursue, which 90% of the time is still in education. Like when I left, I'm now a leadership coach and a PD developer. So I do training workshops, and I work with leaders in their buildings, and I go on site to assist them, and I model in classrooms for teachers because I'm a great teacher and I was an excellent leader, but that's not how I wanted to spend my time. And so I try to help other women who are highly talented, have high ambition, who are very professional, who really want to move forward, but they just don't know how. They know they want to do it, but there's something blocking them, and they don't know how. Sometimes it's just as simple as giving them permission, them hearing me say the words, it's okay to have a different dream. We're in 2020. You don't have to have the same dream that you had in 1978. That was in 78. This is 2020. You got the right to change your mind. But we haven't had that right all along. And so I work predominantly with women, preferably with women, to help them to stand in their value. You know, we show up at schools. I can tell you this, my teachers at my building made me look great. When I say we put on some of the best performances, best shows, don't talk about a musical. I mean, they would show out, decorate the whole building. Those ladies didn't go home until 7, 8 o'clock at night, decorating the building. And when they got up there to say how wonderful it was, they would say, Dr. DeBose did a great job. And I'm thinking to myself, Dr. DeBose ain't done a thing, but told the teachers we need to have a program, and the teachers put it together. So I see them having all of these talents, being able to create costumes and can decorate a building in a 4-hour time period, a full building. That's a talent.
Right.
It is.
And so they can really monetize those talents. But then in the same breath, I see them trying to take on after school tutoring, the math club, the Lego club, and this club, because they're trying to get that extra money to be able to pay their bills, because they are under the belief that because I chose to be a teacher, I knew that I wouldn't make a lot of money. So I just got to struggle and try to find some side hustles to make it through. And I'm here to tell them that is a lie, and the devil is not going to get us today.
That's right.
We can be in education.
Yes.
We can have a great impact, and we can live a good life. And the better we live, the more we're able to help other people. And so I try to, share that with them, that you got options. But when we limit ourselves and say, this is all I can do, this is all I'm allowed to do, this is all that's available for me, that is that mindset work that has to change. And that's why you see so many principals who are men, simply because they will apply for the position. When you will have totally capable women who won't even apply because they don't think they're worthy, they don't deserve it, they're not qualified. You're running the building anyway.
Right. You're right. You're absolutely right. All right, I'm going to stop us there. And